Everybody, let's see who we got in here. Rusty's Garage and Homestead, Josh Leach, Mike, Lake Ontario Firewood. Oh, I'm icing my arm. Hang on. Let me see who else we got in here. Clarence Dobson, Wise Choice Firewood, Robert Daigle, Basso Family Firewood. Good evening, everybody, and how are we doing? John Solomonson, Iffy Kid, how we doing? So, for those of you that don't follow me on Facebook, you'll see tomorrow, on tomorrow's video, I took a bit of a spill today and picked up a really good bump, I guess you could call it, on my arm. Didn't break anything, but very well could have. If we had not been falling quite so gracefully on the concrete from the ladder. But we're okay, and we'll be all right. Rub some dirt in it, and everybody will be good. So Dennis Rexford, Craig's Cord to Coles, Miller Stumps Firewood. We had the Forestry Expo up here in Bangor. Denny Hart, Brandon Hode, Arthur Bowers, James Morgan. Uh-oh, Dennis Rexford got booted off Facebook for 6 months. Well, sometimes that happens. There was a point and period in time where I like to argue some of my views, and I don't do that anymore. So I've been able to keep my Facebook pretty well going. Robert Cunningham, good evening. How's the weather down there in Texas, my friend? I know up here in Maine it's rainy still, very rainy. But we had the Forestry Expo in Bangor and had a fantastic turnout. For those of you that have never been to the show is as big as Bunyan is equipment-wise. I did not see many YouTube channels, but I did see a bunch of subscribers. I had one guy from Aroostook County. He and his buddy stopped, and they bought shirts for everyone in his family for Christmas, Willie's Firewood shirts. So I'm not naming any names, but if he's watching the live, his family is getting some really great gifts, and we appreciate you. Good evening, Larry. We sold a bunch of Gramp sticks, sold a pile of fire starters, and sold some equipment too. So that's really cool. We're working with Cord King and Typhoon and Allwood, of course. And Cord King, the machine that you guys saw in the video I put out today, that 1820 repeater wedge, that makes really, really, really consistent firewood and does an excellent job doing it. We have one being built that is going to be much faster split cycle wise. So one of the things that we're figuring out with all of the companies, and it's not just the processor companies, it's the splitter companies too. Everybody wants to go faster. So that's the name of the game, is split cycle and making wood go. So what we're doing is we're trying to speed everything up. Typhoon has some stuff in the works that is going to be awesome. Absolutely awesome. The mobile unit with the log trailer built to it is top notch. That thing is the fit and finish of the Typhoon equipment. I don't think there's much better fit and finish anywhere as far as engineered safety and safe design. Really, really nice, smooth equipment. The Cord King, the thing I like about the Cord King machines, they're basic, they're rugged, and they're built to run for a long time without a lot of bells and whistles. So for the person that's been doing it for a long time, that understands safety, that understands where you don't put your hands, where you keep your hands out of the way, it's really, really, really important to know that the Cord King, it's not a beginner's machine. You can learn to run it, but you're going to have to learn to run the machine. And I saw Daniel Atkins ask a question, why all the processors sound the same? Because they're all hydraulic driven chainsaws. So there's no engines, there's no mufflers. The saw is all hydraulic, and it's just absolutely perfect. So could you have Allwood build me a new saw rig for the back of my tractor, not needed right away? Yeah, so we could do some sort of saw rig or a blocking saw or something like that. I'm sure we can talk to Bobby and see what's going on. But Bobby's really good at building custom stuff. And if he doesn't, we can talk to Cord King and we can talk to Typhoon. I'm sure somewhere along the lines we can get you what you need and make sure that we get you the product that you're looking for. That's the really great thing that I like. And all of the vendors that I'm working with, they think it's a great thing too that we're working with multiple vendors because it gives other options. Sometimes getting somebody through the door is the hardest part of getting a sale or getting somebody in to buy something. Once they're there, if there's more options, we have more opportunities to close that sale with one, some, or all of the people that we do business with. So it really helps. And each company is doing stuff a little bit different too. I know everybody kind of tore the repeater, not the repeater, the Enduro block cutter from Cord King apart that we demoed on the channel. We took all of our concerns with that machine to Cord King when we went to the show in Bangor, and they addressed all of those concerns. They put everything as best they could at the show without having a whole lot of tools and availability. And we really smartened that machine up enough so that it didn't even leave the show. Somebody else bought it. Much quicker, much stronger saw. Really increased the cycle time on it. Did an excellent job. So that was kind of nice. The show was really good. I played Wood Fairy on Thursday night, and I came back and got some big beech and maple rounds. We delivered some wood to Allwood. Not Allwood. Easton Made. We delivered some wood to Wolfridge. We delivered some wood up to, excuse me, up to Cord King and to Typhoon, so that we could have some larger logs to display what the splitters and processors were actually capable of. So that was kind of neat. That was the nice thing about being at home. So James Morgan, if you would like a Cord King machine, even though they are out of Canada, we are going to be selling them and offering them through our business here in Maine. And we can get them shipped anywhere, just to, excuse me, just to let you know that you can get them here. So that's definitely an option. There are no tariffs with the Cord King or the Typhoon stuff at this point. Everything is tariff free. And right now, Typhoon, we have machines in stock, whether you want winches, loaders, log forwarding trailers, or processors. They are in stock, ready to ship, ready to go. There is a couple of splitter options available that are ready to go for Cord King, at least as of the show. Lead time for the processors was fairly low, and Allwood lead times they're lengthy right now, but for good reason. The machines are really getting the attention they deserve, which is a great thing. So if you want an Allwood machine, don't drag your feet. Show season is here. Every show that we go to, that list is going to get a little bit longer. So you're going to want to make sure you get your order in if you're looking for Allwood. But for the other machines, the Typhoon especially is a very large company. So we have inventory, and they build inventory. So we do a pretty good job with that. Cord King, they're pushing pretty hard in their manufacturing center too, and they've got their system figured out pretty good, so those machines go quickly. But there was some really unique things that I saw at the show that I had not seen before and that were new. One of the things was Pezolato. I don't know if you guys remember when I went to Bunyan last year, they had a big giant electrical splitter that had like a 6-foot wide infeed belt, and it would chew like 7 or 8 cord an hour. And I did an interview with the guy, Casey, the sales manager, and talked to him. He wanted to know who the big firewood producers were in Maine. I put him in touch with a couple of people. They now have a stationary unit that runs on electricity that will do 6 to 24-inch diameter firewood. It has an auto-adjusting splitter, and it's a firewood factory is what it is. The machine produces really consistent firewood really fast. So that was neat to see that. We did a live walkthrough. Some of you folks saw that Saturday morning. on both Facebook and YouTube. Saw a bunch of the guys. Somebody said that I was becoming just a salesman. Well, here's the thing, guys. I won't sell something that I won't use in my own yard. And there are so many good commercial splitter options. So we walked around and I asked who had stuff left that needed to leave. I don't get a commission for any of that stuff, but that's helping out the other Woodhounds. We're all in this together, guys. Everybody builds a fantastic machine, and I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. And from the sounds, it sounds like everybody had a really, really good show. Friday was hot. It was like 90 degrees, full sun, standing out on the hot top. Friday was warm. Saturday, we were in hoodies and bundled up. It was rainy, cold, and drizzly. It definitely was a different day on Saturday, but both days were very busy. Very good show. In my video, I said we were going to a different show, and I didn't even include it in the video. We are going to Pennsylvania, to Penn State University, Friday and Saturday, June 6th and 7th. They're having a forestry show down there. Typhoon and Cord King will both be down there. So if you're in the Penn State area or around Pennsylvania, it's free admission. Not cost you nothing to get in. And I've never been to the show, so I don't know how big it is. I don't know much about it. But if you're in the area, feel free to stop in. So should be a good time. Josh and Janice, they enjoyed the drizzle on Saturday. The drizzle on Saturday was much better than the heat on Friday, that's for sure. Dave Grimm, good evening, my friend. Daniel Atkins, I see you there. Good day. The repeater is the way to go for sure if you can. Yeah, so the thing with the repeater wedge on the processor is the consistency and no need for resplits. To not have to resplit off a processor is huge. There are very, very, very few processor options that you can run without having to resplit or without making a ton of small slash and trash. So I'm excited about that repeater system. Can't wait to get my hands on the newer, faster version of it, see what it does, and go from there. Brandon Fisher, the wing is pretty sore right now. I can't really get a good angle. There you go. You can see that way, I guess, how bad it's puffed up. But we're keeping the ice to it and trying to get the swelling to go down just a little bit. That bruise isn't quite as bad as the one on my rear end and my hip. That kind of broke my fall first, and then the arm was second. And there's Derek from Derek's Stuff. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. So the repeater, I was talking to Cord King. Repeater actually was out 20 years ago, and they couldn't get anybody to buy it back then. Nobody wanted it. So they're bringing it back now because at the show, everybody that came to see me, they wanted to see that machine. The price point of it is really good, but the consistency and the ability to run both bundle grade and home heating wood out of that same box wedge is really, really nice. So there you go. Hey, have a good night, Brandon Fisher. Glad to see you stop by. No problem, Dennis Rexford. Have a good night. Sorry to hear that your batteries died, buddy. Denny Hart. Yeah, Derek, thanks again with all the Gramp sticks. We sold a pile of those at the show again. Almost wiped out my batch that you sent me, I think. So I'll have to look and see. I haven't even unpacked my truck yet. I went to the show and picked up some firewood this morning. As you guys saw in the video, I got there early this morning. I haven't unpacked my truck yet. I got the trailer back here, and in true fashion, nothing ever goes the way you want. I wanted to unload everything out of the trailer with the tractor, and that didn't work because I got a call. I actually got some free wood, you guys. That's right, free. I never get free wood, and that's just a that's just a bummer because I've hurt my arm before, so I guess that's my reward for hurting my arm. Wise choice. I will look at the tracking and I'll see where that's at. I know Clarence Dobson's shirt that I mailed out is showing that it's been in Massachusetts for like 3 days, so I may have to get another shirt for clearance. So I'll check the tracking on your Gramp stick, and I'll let you know where we're at with that too. Mr. Mike, Rusty's Garage and Homestead, how you doing, buddy? So the free wood was actually about 1 to 1.5 cords of oak, and I never get oak. So that was really cool. I like that. I dumped the load that we got from the expo on the ground and sorted all. I'm going to have to sort it off the ground now, and that really stinks because my back and my hip are killing me from hitting the concrete. My arm's sore too, so I'm going to whine about it a little bit, but we'll be okay. I'll rub some dirt in it tomorrow, and we'll make it happen. I'm sure Gramp will be here in the morning. So I tried to get Gramp to go to the show with me. That was a big negative. He wasn't doing that. Too many people, too much walking. So he stayed behind and cut firewood instead. So rather than walk, because that's too much work, he stayed behind and cut a 12-cord load of firewood in 3 days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he had 12-cord cut and blocked. So I don't know. You can't slow him down. Yeah, Clarence, your shirt is in Massachusetts and has been for 3 days. So I got to call and see if they actually have it, if it's stuck or whatever it is. And then if they can't tell me where it is, I'll send another one out. So we'll get that taken care of, and we'll fix that for you. So yeah, so this weekend we're headed to New York. My wife bought my son tickets for a concert or something, and I'm the chauffeur, so we're going to New York and we'll get that stuff done. And then the weekend after that, we're going to oh, well, there you go. Miller Stumps and Firewood says that the Penn State University show has about 100 exhibitors, so that's fairly decent sized show. That's bigger than the Ohio International Firewood Expo. And that was a pretty decent show too. So again, if you're in the Penn State area, let me know. Stop by. Come see me. We've got some really cool stuff coming from Typhoon that's going to be at that show. We've got our new mobile unit with the log loader and some other stuff as well. And we're going to have a full lineup from Cord King again. So going to be a good show. Stop in, see us, run some equipment, ask your questions, and just get to hang out. That's kind of some of the fun part. You know, a lot of the subscribers that I met, you get talking to them. That's some of the best part of the show. So that's really cool. So Daniel, I was planning on 4 was going to be what it is, but right now I'm up to 9. So we're going to be going to 9 shows so far this year that I'm aware of for the 2025 season, and I'm capping it at that. We've still got to move. We've got to do a house. It's just, I don't know where the time is going to come from yet, but we're gonna find a way to make it work. So yeah, Kevin, I'll definitely be needing some extra help, buddy. I'm gonna be a little slow tomorrow, but we'll just plug away and do what we got to do. Good evening, Logger Jason, American Country. How we doing? So yeah, I'm gimped up. I'm a little slow, but we'll make it work. I'll just rub some dirt in it and we'll go from there. And no, I didn't ditch you because Oregon's 2026. You're my first show of next year. So I will see you in Oregon for sure. And I'm working on some stuff for you and your West Coast friends for all your big wood out there. So we're coming for you. We're gonna have some new options. So that should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Oregon. Only place on the West Coast I've ever been to is Washington State for 2 days for an auction. That's it. So we will be in Oregon. It's in February for the Eugene Loggers Council. So we will be out there. That's the first show. So yeah, we could have a moving party, Josh. Yeah, we could when it's time. So tomorrow, what I'm cutting is probably going to be oak because I've got it in the trailer right now. So it's going to kind of be in the way. So what I did was I was hanging lights in the basement. So we've got a punch list from our realtor, which is my father-in-law. And he said the basement was too dark. So I was hanging some 4-foot LED strip lights. And I set the 3-step step ladder down. And I got to the second step and there was a piece of wood under one of the legs. And it kicked the ladder out. So on the way down, the folded portion of the ladder broke my fall with my hip and my butt cheek, and then I put my arm back to keep my head from whacking the concrete, and the next thing to hit was my elbow or my forearm area, I guess. And I've got a really good size egg on my arm, and it is tender and sore, but we will be okay. So just hurrying, I guess. I wasn't even really hurrying, I guess, inattention. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it, but Derek, I don't fall easy, buddy. I'm almost 300 pounds. There's no falling easy, and especially on concrete. My wife heard the noise and she said, "What was that?" And instead of anybody coming to check to see if I was all right, they just kind of brushed it off. So when I came upstairs, I looked around. She's like, "What was that noise?" I said, "I fell. Thanks for checking on me." She's like, "Well, you didn't say anything." Well, that's because I was down there. I had the wind knocked out of me. I fell flat on my back on the concrete, and I was checking to make sure nothing was broke too bad before I stood up. But yeah, we're all right. We'll survive. I still went and threw a bunch of oak on before the gentleman got there with his excavator to load the rest of it, even though it was sore. It was free wood. I told him I'd worry about the ice and stuff on my arm after. I wanted the wood first. So we took care of that and got that done. Yeah, a four-legged ladder probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Or just stay off the ladder because I don't like heights. That's an even better idea if you ask me. But it wasn't that high, luckily. But yeah, so house should go on the market June 1st. My father-in-law says everything's selling quickly in the area. So when this sells, then it's all hands on deck to move. I heard from the gravel man 3 to 4 weeks. They're going to start working on the road. So some of the videos that you're going to see is probably going to be me and Gramp working in the woods, clearing the road to get to the new wood yard and opening the new wood yard up when we get in there. Again, we're going to go about 225 by 225 and gravel that all in. And we're thinking we're going to cut the trees further back on the back end of the wood yard so that we have some extra room to pile wood without it being on the gravel. And I'll tell you what's really cool about the free wood I just got. We just got a text message from the gentleman that we picked the tree up for, and he's thanking me for taking his free wood away and said it was so thankful that we came and got it so quickly. So hopefully when he takes his other trees down later this summer, he calls me. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I was very excited to get some free wood. I never get free wood, so when they said, come get it, I was like, yep, let's do it. So I dumped the wood on the ground that was in the dump trailer. We'll sort it later, and the logs are loaded in the dump trailer. With it being all oak, that's what I use for my barbecue restaurant, those of you guys that follow along. So we're going to turn it all into 8-inch wood and get it split up for the barbecue restaurant. So that'll work out great. That's probably a year's worth of wood for that barbecue restaurant at the rate they use it. So that's fantastic. We'll take it. All right, this ice is melted. We're going to call it good enough because it's starting to bug me. Ta-da, gone. So let's look back through here. I was rambling and I wasn't looking because I was rubbing my arm and feeling bad about myself. Oh, so Robert Daigle says he's sorry that it happened, but he didn't feel it. A lot of people said the same thing, Robert, and that's my sense of humor too, so I don't mind that at all. And it did hurt for a minute. Still hurts now, but sorry to hear about your girlfriend, Brandon. That's no fun at all. Norm, good evening. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, try healing faster. Yeah. I don't know about healing faster. We're a little sore and cranky right now, but if laughter heals you faster, we giggled. So Ryan, the U.S. territory manager for the East Coast from Typhoon, he saw it, and he told me about some cream that I can get to help with the bruise healing quicker and stuff like that. And then, Daniel Atkins says, wondering minds have to know, did you crack the concrete when you fell? I'll have you know, Daniel, that concrete is absolutely A-okay. Not a crack, not a dent, not a ding, not even a scratch. So absolutely perfect. No problem at all. We've got a busy week. I've got 5, 9, 13. I have 17 cords that we have to try to get out this week before we leave on Sunday to go to New York. So We're going to have a busy week again this week. We've got plenty of wood in the yard. We've got more wood coming. So that's good. And we're just going to plug away and do what we can do. I'll tell you, the little tractor is handy. And the little tractor, I think, is going to be more for Richard than for me. But I used it a little bit today before I went and fell. And, excuse me, I dropped my keys. And it's really handy to fill the racks. So that's going to be nice. It's just quick. It's convenient. It's nice. Yes, we can do it without it. We did it without it for a long time. We don't have to have a tractor to do it, but having the right machines makes all the difference. That's why the processor. So I talked to Gramp before I even went to the show on Thursday to help set up. And I stacked with him for about an hour in the morning. And I asked him, I said, are you willing to try and run a processor? And he said, yes. He said, I will try. So definitely really good to see that he's at least willing to try. He's not getting any younger. If we can get some stuff on there so that we can get everything going, then we'll go from there. But I'm hoping that he gets to run one and he's really, you know, that'll help save him. He'll still be able to run saw, but it should let him do firewood for longer and help us to be more productive at the same time. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure if there's an official logo for Hope or not, Derek. I will contact York Firewood, Mr. Anderson, and I will find out and see if there is, and if there is, I will get it to you. Yes, so there are light material buckets in narrow width, just like we have on the tractor now, that would about triple the capacity. And then we can lift more and carry more. So that'll help. So yeah, a bigger light material bucket is definitely on the list. My other tractor is an International 504 Denny. It will lift whatever we're going to have for firewood logs, no problem. We'll throw a set of forks on it. That will load the processors, and we'll go from there. And if I do what I want to anyway, we will have one of those mobile 500 units from Typhoon with the log trailer. So we will be able to use the log trailer like a forwarder in the yard, and we'll be able to load either processors or any processor that we have in the yard with the trailer. So that will be a big help. Plus, we can use the trailer to hold logs at waist height for the oversized and the small stuff, and block at waist height so Gramp doesn't have to be bent over. So in the next year, 6 months to a year, you're going to see a lot of new equipment come into the yard. It's money that needs to be spent, and it's equipment that we have to have. But I also want to show what I think are some of the better deals on equipment and some of the better machines for different operations. Not saying that one machine is better than the other, but there are machines that would be better for one person's operation or the other. And I'm looking forward to being able to showcase some of that. The Typhoon firewood processors and the right size wood are some of the fastest and smoothest processors that I have ever run. I haven't run the Evo. I did see the Evo run. That's a really nice machine. Fit finish and just overall performance wise, pound for pound, the Typhoon is really, really refined. It's a safe machine. That's something that I would have zero issue whatsoever sticking my 9-year-old son Richard on and saying, here, make firewood, or my wife. Very, very safe machine. Cord King, Easton Made, Blockbuster, some of these other ones, a little more speed oriented, a little more production oriented, but they're not as safety conscious. The European machines are a much safer built machine. Mosquitoes are out. So, hey, appreciate it, Derek. Have a good one. So it'll, night, Billy D. So it's going to be pretty cool to be able to start showing some of the equipment and help our business grow at the same time. We're getting bombarded with orders. I've never been this busy before. John, I'm not using anything that has a ladder to run it. I'm all done with ladders. The ladders are Ladders are rough, so I'm not playing that game. I don't fall as easy as I used to, and I don't need to fall anymore. Yeah, that's what I think about too. I used to kind of be into cars a little bit. Whenever I think of Evo, I think about the Mitsubishi too. So I'm with you there. Yadkin Valley, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But there's some nice machines out there. I walked through the show, just quick walks. I had to go back through and watch my own live video just because I didn't remember everything that was at the show. You missed me falling and hurt myself. I got a great big egg on my arm. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I took a wipe out on a ladder, and the concrete floor in the basement stopped my fall. So my hip and my butt cheek and my leg, my back, my arm, they're a little messed up, so we're going to be slow. I don't think I broke anything, but I think things are going to be pretty sore and slow for a little bit, and that's not a good thing because I got 17 cord of wood to do this week. Yep, Brandon Hode's trying to sell his other saws since he made the jump. Yeah, no, we don't bounce back like we used to, Daniel. My wife and I were talking about it. We don't heal as quickly as we used to. That's for sure. I believe, Chuck, the parts are in, so I will find out for sure, and I will let you know. I'm gonna call Bobby tomorrow because I want to check on some machines for some other guys. So if that is the case, and they are, I will let you know, and hopefully we'll have some video of that new birch vertical. So that'll be an exciting thing to get going too. Some medicine would be good, that's for sure, but there was no apple pie or alcohol involved when it actually happened. Yeah. Yeah, if I fell hard enough, you probably could see it from Mars, Billy. I don't fall easy. I'm a pretty good sized guy, so when I fall, it's not not an easy fall, that's for sure. The swelling has gone down substantially because of ice. Thank you to the recommendation of my wife and many other people who saw it on Facebook and other social media platforms. So thank you very much for that. Ibuprofen and some Tylenol. Ibuprofen to help keep that inflammation down, but I won't show you the other bruises that I have because they're in non-family related places, and this isn't that type of channel. You got to pay a subscription for that kind of thing. So just know it's bruised and sore. So that's all there is to it. But yeah, so only got about a week before we head to another show. So I got some sun on Friday is when I got the sun, be willing. So Friday was 90 degrees and full sun at the show. And holy smokes, it was crazy, crazy hot. James Munster, I appreciate you, buddy. We'll rub some dirt on it. We'll be all right. Yeah, you're not kidding, Craig, because nobody wants any of that. That's for sure. Yeah, no, that's what I did. I felt everything. I squeezed everything, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of big. And I was like, I twisted my arm, and I was like, yeah, nothing hurts that bad. I said, flesh wound will be all right. I was more concerned with my hip at the time. When I fell, I hit hard on my hip. That's got a really good bruise on it because the ladder broke my fall on the way down before I flat hit the concrete. So it was, yeah, it is what it is. It's an old injury now at this point. That's what Gramp would say. There's no bone sticking out. You don't need stitches. It's an old injury. Rub some dirt in it, get back to work. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So the next show, Yadkin, is at Penn State University in Pennsylvania, June 6th and 7th. And I'm going to be down there with Typhoon and Cord King. And I'm hoping that maybe Bobby's got a machine or two that either needs to get delivered towards Pennsylvania or that is available so that we can have some stuff in the show. But we'll see. I'll check with him. We'll find out, and we'll go from there. Zach, how we doing? Good evening, buddy. Yep. Yeah, my grandfather would tell me it was an old injury. So basically, if there was no bone sticking out and you didn't need stitches, go back to work. I mean, that's all there is to it, and that's what I'll do. And might be a little slower, but we'll get back to work. Yeah, Gramps is that way for sure, Robert. He doesn't he doesn't complain about it. I've seen many of duct tape or an electrical tape Band-Aid, and he come home from work at the mill or wherever he was working, and basically he would pour rubbing alcohol in it and go. So that's it. So if you look up the Pennsylvania Forestry Show, it's at Penn State University, and it's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be at the Penn State University Forestry Department. I can't remember off the top of my head what town, but it's at Penn State University. You can find it online. According to Miller Stumps and Firewood, there's like 100 vendors there. I've never been to the show, so I don't know. Yappa has a patent on the perfect split system. So the perfect split system is different than the repeater. And Cord King actually made the repeater like 20 years ago, and it never sold, and they brought it back. So they had the machine first and before, so that's why they're able to use it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a different system, but kind of produces the same. So with the Yappa, it's a fixed system. The Cord King is hydraulically adjustable. So even once the repeater wedge is put in, you can pick it up. So you can go from small bundle split size to like big home heating size with the same wedge just by picking it up a little bit. Grant was never a farmer, that's for sure. Hunter, fisher, worked in the woods, but never a farmer. Quadman, how we doing? Good evening. Good to see you, my friend. So I'm looking back through comments here. Yep, Pennsylvania Furnace, PA, Ken. That's where the show is. Thank you very much, Ted. Appreciate that. So Pennsylvania Furnace, PA is where the show is going to be, and it's Friday and Saturday. It's free admission, so it doesn't cost anything to get in. And if you come, you get to see me, and I can show you my boo-boo, and you can laugh at me and tell me that you didn't feel it when I fell, whatever, but we'll show you some cool machines while you're there too. So it's should be a good show. Hopefully the weather works and cooperates. We're going to have all the new machines from Typhoon there, and we're going to have a new batch of machines from Cord King, and possibly, hopefully, maybe a couple of machines for Allwood as well. So we will see and see what we can get down there and try to show as much as we can. So that ought to be a good time and a good show. May have to do that, Jonathan. May have to bring it down and lighten the load if we got something different coming. So we'll go from there. Yeah, boots in the grass. The weekend went by way too fast, and especially with the show, that's for sure. It's like, whew. So the Kindling King, that is a really nice little machine because it has 3 different size wedges that fit into the machine. So you can do 1x1 small kindling, you can do 2.5x2.5 pizza wood, or you can do 3x3 cooking or small split heating wood with the same machine. And you can get it set up for fully automatic operation. So that's kind of unique and cool too. And somebody asked how many machines Bobby can do in a week. It depends on the size of the machine. So if he's doing smaller birch machines, he can do more of those than he can the larger machines. It just comes down to physical room. And then once the machines are finished, we've got to have somewhere to get them out of the way so that we can be building more machines. So then you're waiting on people to come pick machines up. But Bobby and the guys can crank out a fair number of machines in a week. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but I know they move through quite a few. So yeah, it's a process. I mean, when you look at some of these bigger factories like the Easton Made and the Wolfridge and stuff, the Cord King, guys that have been around for a long time, they've got really big shops. Bobby has always produced a really, really nice quality product. And then it's been just word of mouth advertising until we really started pushing with YouTube and things like that. And it's taken off, and we're making them feel the walls of that shop close in a little bit. But I think in all aspects, that's a good thing too, because it's just showing that people see that quality product. Well, that's kind of what I was hoping for, PA Trapper. I was hoping like your machine, and I got another guy in Pennsylvania that has a machine that's supposed to be coming soon too. So I'm going to see if he's got anything that's supposed to be ready. And if he does, then we'll try to get something and bring it. So I will keep everybody posted. So if there's anybody that's around that area that has machines that are ready, maybe we can do something with it. Britt, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. So yeah, it's busy season with everything. So it's show season on top of my busiest part of my firewood season, on top of my mulch, loam, and soil delivery season. So there's no rest for the wicked. Before the show, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning loading firewood for the barbecue restaurant in my truck to deliver before I went to the show. Stayed at the show until the end of the day. Then the vendors and stuff, they want to go out. They want to talk business over dinner and do all that. Then you come back and you do all over, back and forth. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Pennsylvania is not close to Louisiana, so it's probably the same distance away either way if you went from Michigan to Louisiana or Michigan to Pennsylvania. But it is definitely not in the vicinity. But if your machine is ready, I will let you know, and we'll figure out a way to get it to you. That's for sure. Wise choice. Have a good night, my friend. I will check on your Gramp stick, and I will figure out where that is. Somebody had a question. Oh, Brian is asking about stump grinding. I used to do a lot of stump grinding, and I was too cheap. That's why I don't do it anymore. I didn't charge enough, so I wasn't a very good stump grinder. I did a good job grinding the stumps. I just didn't charge enough to make it profitable for me, so I didn't do well with stump grinding. Neighborly Homestead, how you doing, Tim and Sarah? Good to see you guys along. So yeah, so the show was really, really good. Huge turnout on Friday. Really, really big turnout Friday. Excuse me. Ouch. And Saturday was much cooler, much nicer day weather-wise. But it was kind of cool and rainy. And that's okay. We still had a good turnout, and it was a good time. So real good show overall. I think all the vendors, from what I heard, had a really good show. And it's a big show. So when I did my walkthrough Saturday morning on the live on YouTube, I probably only walked maybe a third of the show because I didn't go up and down a bunch of the rows, and we didn't go into the infield at all, and I didn't do any of the inside stuff. So the inside stuff, they have a whole civic center full of booths and equipment and big equipment. They had skidders and grapple skidders and everything inside. So it was a big show. Heard from everybody that, you know, they saw everybody that they needed to see there as far as equipment vendors, and everybody was there. I mean, everybody. If I had to bet, I bet there was close to 200 vendors total at the show. It's a really big show. And again, it's just as big as Bunyan is. So if you're in that area and you're looking to buy machines, it's a big show. Everything's there. Hey, have a good night, Chucky. I'll be in touch if I hear anything on your vertical for you, buddy. So that show is cool. And I was not planning on going to Pennsylvania, but because we had such a good turnout at the Bangor show, it generated into something that will help us here on the channel, and that's bringing us to Pennsylvania. So stay tuned for that. That's all I'm saying. So we will have something coming. I'm just not supposed to say. So we'll go from there. This mosquito is driving me nuts, and I've only got one good arm to swing at it with. But sawsplier.com, you guys are killing it. I ordered a new saw. I'm not telling you what, but I ordered a new saw. So we have a new saw coming for Gramp. So that works out pretty good. Again, not looking for money. Even though you guys are buying saws and you're saving money, and I get a little bit of a commission, I don't want the money from it. I want saws for the channel. So we got a new saw coming. We'll let Gramp try it. We'll see what he thinks. maybe he'll like it, maybe he won't, and then we'll go from there. And if he doesn't like it, we'll send it to be decked imported, and we'll do what we got to do. But it's going to be pretty interesting. So I got to hang out with Alan Collier, Timber Cutter Patriot. I don't know if any of you guys follow him on Facebook or TikTok. That's kind of where his platform is. But he is one of the nicest guys I think I've ever come in contact with, and he's very knowledgeable too. So he and I, we both like to split wood by hand. So if you've seen any of his videos, you know he can swing an axe with the best of them. And I might have challenged him, or we might have been challenged by somebody else. But either way, I already told him I'm going to win. So at Bunyan, we are going to be setting up for a live firewood splitting by hand contest. And we are going to split by hand, head to head, to see who can go the fastest. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a good time. And I'm going to need to eat my Wheaties, because if you've seen him swing, the old boy can swing and he's ready to go. So going to be interesting for sure. And Ron Brooks, you're very welcome, my friend. I didn't get through half of that show on the video. The show is huge. There was so much going on, and there was never enough time to do everything that needed to be done. Yeah, so when I say the fastest splitting by hand, we have to split all of our wood, firewood size pieces, hand size pieces that you would put in a stove. They're going to stick some rounds up, and we are going to do everything that we need to do, split them, and see what happens. But it's all in good fun. And if I had to put money on it, I'd put money on TKP too, because he swings an axe a lot more by hand than I do. But I'm competitive, and I won't say no. So I'm gonna give it a go. Night, Carl. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. So we're gonna wing it. We're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. Daniel, you're buying your wife an anniversary chainsaw? I thought our anniversary was coming right up, buddy. You've been part of the SOL department for almost a year. So that must mean I get a chainsaw too. So I'll be watching for it. Yeah, TKP is a really nice guy. Down to earth. Just, he's a good guy. And he's cut timber for a long time. He knows his way around, so does a really good job. And I enjoy working with him. So we're gonna have some stuff coming up with Typhoon, and with myself and Alan Collier. We're gonna have a collaboration type event that's coming up. And as we get closer, I'll let you guys know more about it. But you're gonna see some real world, real scenario, real work, where some guys just go out and do what they do for a living, and we're going to have somebody else recording, and then we'll go from there. But it's going to be really interesting and really fun to work with a group of guys that know what they're doing and see just what we can get accomplished. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we could always do some type of contest at any of the shows, and it's all for fun. So I don't ever want anybody to think that it's like a grudge match or anything like that. So it's all fun stuff. But I've been ribbing Alan ever since they talked about it. I told him I'm gonna win, so I'm not backing down. I'm sticking with my guns, and I'm gonna win. So we're gonna try anyway. That mosquito is still flying around. I'd love to swing with that right arm, but my elbow is sore. Robert Daigle, absolutely. I got to have something to use for an excuse, so I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to have to do something. So I think, they used to do the processor wars, and they do like a timed cord challenge for the firewood processors. They stopped doing it. It got too competitive. People weren't making it fun anymore. But it was nice to see them do that. I think it would be really cool to do something like that with third cord for Daniel. I've got the video made already. I haven't uploaded it yet because there's something to go along with it. I had to wait for it to come in, and it's here. So we're coming for him. I haven't forgot Goob's video. It's all recorded, but I needed the second piece to that, and I got the second piece just the other day in the mail before the show. So we're good. Eric Long, good evening, buddy. So I think that I think it would be fun to do like third chord challenges for the splitter manufacturers, and just do a third chord like shootout. See who can do a third chord the fastest. I just, I'm competitive. I like stuff like that. I think it would be fun. But as long as everybody keeps it fun, there's no need for, somebody getting their feelings hurt or upset or anything like that. It's all a fun contest. At the end of the day, guys, we all want to go home with all our fingers. We all want to go home having fun with each other. I think it's really awesome to be able to walk around the show and step into any one of those booths now. I've been around long enough that these guys all know me. They call me by first name. They'll shake your hand. They'll talk to you. You can have a good time. You can have a few laughs. Talk shop, talk equipment. And I think that that's the biggest part of this whole Woodhound community is how well everybody gets along together and just how well everything works. So it's just so awesome to be part of the Woodhound community. And we were talking to Frank, the CEO of Typhoon. He travels a lot to the shows, and one of the things that he said was when he came here from Europe, he was totally blown away by the friendliness, the generosity, and the just the community that the Woodhound community puts together. So it's really awesome to be a part of it. John wants to get in with the third chord challenge. He had the fastest splitter way back before any of these other guys were doing it. So have a good night, Ron. I hope you get some good news from your doctors. Keep me posted, and we'll be praying for you, buddy. So yeah, at Lake Ontario, Mike Carter just said the same thing. There hasn't been a new person that is your splitting challenge just for the two of you. So I think it's going to be for the two of us on the first day. And then after that, I think it's going to be open to some other challengers. We're not sure exactly what we're doing, but I know that at least for Alan and I, we have to settle this beef because I got to win so that I don't have to listen to him telling me he's going to kick my butt anymore, because I know I can win. That's all there is to it. I'm coming for you, TKP. And that is a big boom, baby. So we're going after him. So the Russ and Kevin Cord Challenge, what happened to that iffy kid is we had a business to run and we got way too busy to be sorting wood out and to be playing games to record videos. I'd really, really, really like to get the wood set aside. Gramp cut a whole bunch more, so I'll try to pick through the rounds as we go, and try to get that sorted out. I had like half a cord worth of perfect 8-inch, 8-way stuff set aside, and we just got too busy with orders. I mean, even the day of the expo, I was still delivering firewood to the restaurants on the way to the expo just to try and keep everybody situated and satisfied. So right now, I am busier than I've ever been with the firewood business for this time of year, and it's just absolutely crazy how busy we are. So have a good night, John. See ya. Yep, Bluegrass Outdoors would be a good one for sure. And there's another guy, the pretty boy, Thorin Bradley. If we could get Thorin Bradley down there, maybe make him look bad. We'll see what we go from there. Yeah, too busy is a good problem, but at the end of the day, yeah, see, Kevin's competitive too. He says we can do the cord challenge. He knows that when we want to, we can move. I don't know. I don't know if this week's a good week or not, but I can probably grit and get it done if I had to. So we'll go from there. But yeah, there's some excellent ones that would be in on that hand split challenge for sure. But yeah, I've never at this time of year have I been this busy. And we're still able to get logs right now, which is good. We've got more coming this week. We got 3 loads last week. 2 of those are all cut up already, so we've got plenty of rounds ahead of us. We've got the tractor now, which we didn't have until last week, so we can move rounds from the other end of the yard without having to move the splitter. We've got options and things that make it easy, or easier and more efficient. So it's important to take advantage of that. Um, Yeah, it can work out. Bring your axe with you. Come on over and talk a little smack and then get in the ring. That's all there is to it. You just can't be afraid. Whether you know you're going to lose or not, no fear. No fear at all. Yeah, elbow's a legit excuse for right now, but it's not going to last forever. Might be okay for this week, but I'm not planning on any contests this week too much. And I can probably pull handles okay. We'll see what it feels like in the morning. Right now, it's a little sore, but it is what it is. I mean, they say stuff happens. They're not kidding. So the all wood splitter for the Birch series starts at $8,000, fully loaded with the 20-ton option and electric start. You're about $9,250. So that's where we go there. So favorite chain that we run Oregon EXL chain. That's usually what we use. And that seems to work pretty good for us. So the Oregon EXL, hand sharpen and go from there. You can use whatever you want on that challenge, whatever makes you feel better. So for me, I really like my Fiskars when I'm splitting by hand. I can swing it faster, I can swing it harder, I can swing it longer. If I know I'm going to have really, really big, nasty rounds, I've got a 7-pound maul. Can't swing that as long, can't swing it as fast. So if we're going challenge wise and we're picking some decent rounds to go, then I'm definitely taking my Fiskars. And that's what we're gonna go with. And I know TKP likes his Fiskars too, so maybe we'll both bring our worn out Fiskars, because his looks like mine. We split on the ground. We don't stand them back up once they fall over. He splits the same way I do, and then we'll go for there. Jimbo, if Kevin could carry me, man, oh man, he would be like Superman. We'd have to get it tattooed on his chest if he could carry me. But Kevin knows his way around the woodyard, and he can pick up my slack any day. He does a good job of it. Kevin is worth his weight in gold and then some. So he'll definitely keep me going. Robert Daigle has already offered to come up and help if we need help. He heard what I did. Like I said, the Woodhound community is awesome. You know, I hate to think that if something bad were to ever happen to any of us, we'd all just jump in. I know we would. And that's the best part about this community, is that no matter what happens, even in the loggers community, I was talking to Alan Collier when we went out to dinner, and he said the Firewood guys are the same way. He goes, even if you don't like the guy, he goes, he's a logger just like I am. He goes, if he hurts himself, we're going to go to his house. We're going to put his firewood up. We're going to stack his firewood. We'll go to his job. We'll work. We'll haul logs. We'll do whatever we got to do. That's the community that we have. And I'm proud to be a part of a community like that, because it shows people the right way to do things. You're supposed to take care of each other. That's what you're supposed to do. And if we all do that, then we're going to be way further ahead in the long run. If you work together, you're going to go so much further than trying to do it yourself. So just my little soapbox moment right there. Yeah, so like I said, Brett, TKP uses that Fiskars. He likes the Fiskars too, so it's probably going to be Fiskars. I don't know. If somebody's got something that is a secret weapon that they want to give me an edge, let me know. I'll use it, because I might need some help. I'm just saying. I don't think I will, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to clean his clock with it. But, you know, if there's an edge or a little bit of an advantage because you've got the secret Excalibur, I'll take it. But no, it's all good fun. Alan and I, we were joking about it. We joked about it at the show and everything else. I actually had my Fiskars with me, but the wood that they sent us for the show, it was just so small, and we were on hot top, so just didn't really play into working. I don't know what is going on. So Ken brought up a question. Has anybody talked to Larry and Robin about helping Larry and Robin? I know Larry and Robin had a list of equipment and stuff that they wanted to sell, and that they were working on. They were working on getting some other stuff put in line. Now I know Richard Westbrook from Old Guy Firewood, he communicates back and forth with him quite a bit. And I wanted to reach out to him because if we're going to be in the area at all down around their place with any of these shows, at nothing the least, I think it would be really nice to stop in and say hello, because I know I missed Larry and Robin's videos. So I'm not sure what's going on with them yet, but we can definitely figure something out if they need help. And I know we can help take care of that and take some of that weight off of Robin, because I know Larry's health has not been well. William Klein says duct tape 2 axes together, double bit in a different type of way right there. Yeah, I use my hand on the levers, Robert. That's the hand I use for the levers, and between my shoulder from where I fell and my elbow. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, iffy kid. Now you're talking. We can have him hang a banner on a ladder or something, and that ladder might fall. Then he'll have a bump on his elbow, and then we'll go at it. That might work. Yep, I think you're right, Daniel. I think they were setting up an auction for their stuff. So I'm not sure where they stand with it, but I know I miss Larry's videos. They used to comment on my videos a lot. They liked watching Gramp out in the yard, and it's just not the same without him. So yes, I will be bringing Gramp sticks and fire starters. What I have to the PA show, I'll have shirts. I'll have stickers. I'll have a couple tabletop fire pits that we're going to give away. And I may have a couple of surprise things too. But I'm not saying what the surprises are yet, because I don't know if I can get them here in time. Fort Royal, Virginia, 2 or 3 hours from the PA show. Oh, yeah. So picking up the pieces isn't a problem, Brandon, because if you ever watched my splitting video where I split by hand, when the pieces fall on the ground, I don't stand them up, and neither does he. We split them right off the ground. And that caused for a lot of nasty comments on my video, because everybody said I was training somebody to chop their foot off, and that I was a hack, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was going to get hurt. He gets the same comments on his videos, but he learned the same way I learned. My grandfather told me, don't stand them back up. All you're doing is wasting energy. So I leave them on the ground, and I swing to the ground. So I don't know. Some people are trained different. So you can't split it faster if you stop swinging. So you just got to keep swinging. Yadkin Valley just said it right there. Yeah, that's right. Just keep swinging. So it's one of those things when you're swinging a split for a real timed contest, or to get it done, you gotta just go. I think Heath would be a good one to put in there, just because Heath likes to talk a lot of smack too, from Hardworking Man. But I don't know. I think I could take them both. So. Robert Daigle just had a perfect idea. I'll just use my 8-way axe with the motor hook to it that's called the Allwood, and we're done. So that'd be perfect. See you later, Brian. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. So it's really cool to see just kind of how the community has grown, and the people that come and that you surround yourself with. I know I hadn't dealt a lot directly with Cord King up until this show in Bangor. The Cord King guys are a great group of guys. I've dealt with Typhoon already, and everybody from Typhoon is top-notch, phenomenal. Bobby builds some of the nicest splitters around by a long shot. He'll build you whatever you want. So the people that we're representing and the equipment that we're using right now, the group of people that are belonging to those companies, they're fantastic. I mean, I'm very happy with the machines that I represent, and any of these machines that these companies sell, I would use to support my business and I would use to run my business. And I'm looking forward to getting some serious time on some of these machines so that we can show you real world. This is how it works. This is how it holds up. You guys have seen it with the all wood already. Can't wait to get a Typhoon or a Cord King machine in here and show you the same things. I have no doubt in my mind that either of them will hold up and will work just as well long term as all the other machines. So really, really cool. So Ted Miller says he's got $50,000 worth of wood splitting equipment and he refuses to use an axe. So I can't disagree with you, Ted, but I can't turn down a challenge, and I do like to split by hand once in a while. So when somebody said that TKP and I should have a contest, my immediate answer was, I'll take you down. Never even gave it a thought. No ifs, ands, buts, ors, nothing. I got you. And he looked at me and he goes, you sure about that? I said, I'm 100% sure about that. I said, are you? And he looked at me and grinned. He goes, I like you. I said, you like me now until you lose. I said, but when you lose, I said, it's no fun then. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. We had some seafood. We ate at a couple of decent seafood restaurants with some of the groups that came up with the equipment vendors and stuff. Had a good time there. Ryan from Typhoon and his wife, they brought their daughter with them, and she wanted to see the ocean, so they wanted to know where to stop. So there's a place called Sands Beach in York, Maine, and it's a really, really nice beach. So they stopped there, and he said they had a ball down there. They spent like 4 hours on the beach at the ocean and had a good time. So it was a nice show. It was nice to get to see everybody. And it seems like the show circuit's only going to get busier for us. So that means I'm only that much busier whenever we're home and in the yard. It's just going to be one of those deals where we're going to go until we can't go anymore. And I'm going to put every ounce I have into the business and into what we're doing. The YouTube stuff gets really hard when I'm traveling and I'm at the shows. So I actually have a phone mount that I'm going to have that will be able to show some of the interaction at the shows while we're in the booth, so you guys can see how busy some of this stuff actually gets. Friday, I did not stop from 6:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. And then from there, it was just crazy how busy everything was. And I didn't even have a chance to eat lunch, nothing. I mean, I'd sucked down a couple of waters and a Gatorade because it was like 190 degrees, probably over 100 in the sun. Really busy day. Would love to get more video of a lot of this equipment for you guys. A lot of times when I'm at the show, I travel alone. My wife has to work. Richard has school. I don't have somebody to go out and take video and do all that stuff. So it's a lot. So the videos get a little sparse around the shows, and I apologize about that. That's why I tried to go live on Saturday, and that's why I tried to do some different things so that we could cover that. Someday I'll get as good and as organized as Chris in the Woodyard, and I'll have like weeks of videos ahead. But for right now, I don't have that. I'm trying to figure out how to do that and how to do it efficiently. I'm still learning all this YouTube stuff as I go. And it's a lot of work, so we're working on that, and we'll figure it out as we go. But I appreciate all of you guys for your time and your support, because honestly, without you guys doing this, there's no need for me to do the YouTube stuff. I can still go to the shows and I can still run my business, but I tell everybody my firewood business is what pays my bills. The YouTube stuff is my hobby, but my hobby has opened up so many opportunities for my business that I'm forever grateful for what YouTube has done for my business and for myself and Gramps. So, Kevin as well. Night, Clarence. Good to see you, my friend. So it's been really, really awesome and a huge blessing to see all of that has come into play. And Ryan from Typhoon, I was talking to him and he goes, "Do you believe that everything happens for a reason?" I said, "Sure it does." He goes, "Me too." He said, "Because," he said, "who would have thought that your wife running a firewood processor would have turned into what you've got with your YouTube channel and these equipment companies and everything that's going on right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point." So, it's not my plan. It's God's plan. He's putting me where I need to be and he's showing me where I need to go. And I'm very, very, very much blessed to have the things that I do, even if it is a busted arm. But he, not, John, you don't got to tell me that Grandpa's the real star. Everybody that I talk to at the show, they tell me Grandpa's the real star. They come over and they shake my hand. They say, "Hey, we watch your videos all the time. We appreciate you, but man, Grandpa's an animal." And I'm like, "No, I get it. There aren't too many guys out there like Gramp." I met a lot of guys that were Gramp's age at the show that said there is no way in hell that they could do what Gramp does every single day. And I tell them I don't know how he does it either. He just goes. He just goes. That's all there is to it. And again, that's something that I'm very blessed for too. Dr. Jimbo prescribed light massage rub downs are in order for a couple weeks. It might be, but I don't think I want anybody touching me tonight. I'm sore. Much as I'd like to think that helps, I think it's going to be ibuprofen and some more ice. Because just sitting here in this chair for the last hour, I've stiffened up a lot. So I got a feeling come morning, it's not going to feel good. I wish it would feel better, but I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. So we're going to have to work through the pain. That's all there is for sure. Yeah, Can Valley, appreciate that. Yeah, Can says to hit that like button. You guys hitting that like button, that helps push this stuff through. Another thing you guys can always do that helps is share the videos. If you've got Facebook, if you've got a YouTube channel, whatever it is, if you've got a video that you like, share the video. So one of the things that I want to do and that I want to be able to show is when we bring the Typhoon and the Cord King equipment to the yard and it starts getting here, what we want to do is we want to show all of that stuff working, but I want to show both those machines are very simple to work on if and when there's an issue. There's nothing on those machines that's complicated, so you can work on them with hand tools. There's not a lot of computers, there's not a lot of sensors. Everything is pretty simple, and that's really important to me, and that's really important to everybody else too, because Brandon Hode, he's a farmer. He'll tell you he wants to be able to work on his own stuff because when it's broke, he's got to get it working. Those cows can't wait to be fed. The crops can't wait to be, excuse me, can't wait to be cultivated. Seed can't wait to be planted. It's got to go. So you got to have something that you can work on that's simple enough that you understand. All of these machines that we rep, you can work on yourself. And that makes a huge, huge difference if you can work on the machines yourself. And I look forward to showcasing some of that on the channel because for me, that's very important. When you've got a manufacturer that's in Canada or in Europe or 12 states away, you can't just go to town to the Ford dealer and get your vehicle worked on or your firewood processor worked on in this case. So it's very important to be able to work on it yourself. So, but yeah, so that's just one of the things that I thought was really important when I started looking at this machinery is, can I work on it myself? And if not, what do I need for specialty tools if I buy this machine? Because it makes a difference. So probably going to call it a night. Probably going to go get some ibuprofen and some more ice and ice my arm one more time before bed. And then we'll see what creaks and groans when we wake up in the morning. But we'll go live again on Wednesday. And look forward to seeing everybody. Until then, we've got to keep plugging firewood out and just get it done. So we're going to be busy, that's for sure. Yeah, Daniel says he can work on it, but he doesn't want to. So I understand that too. And Brandon said his newest tractor's an 87, so he gets it too. It's just one of those deals, guys. You got to be able to work on them. Only 65, but thinks he could still handle driving by the woodyard every day. Yeah, I could handle driving by it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle working in it tomorrow, but we'll moan and groan and we'll get it done. We'll go from there. But we'll see you guys all on the next one. In the meantime, if you got any questions, you need anything for equipment, you have any questions, feel free to give me a shout anytime. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And you guys all have a good night. We appreciate you.